Welcome back to our channel and welcome to another video. My name is Charlize, and in today's tutorial I will be showing y'all how to achieve a Valentine's Day inspired gradient manicure just like the one I have on right now, using some of our Rossi soak off gel polishes from our new Valentine's Day collection. Gradient manicures are some of my favorite to do just because if you're ever indecisive about what colors you want to do or you just can't decide on one color, why not do 5 different colors? And at the end of today's video, I will also be sharing some tips and easy ways to improve your nailfies. And if you're like, what's a nailfie? It's basically a nail selfie. So you definitely want to stay tuned till the end so you can see ways you can improve your nailfies, because there's really nothing more frustrating than when your manicure comes out looking perfect and you put so much work into it and effort, but the pictures just aren't coming out right. So I'm going to be sharing some tips and ways you can improve your nailfies or nail photography pictures. So stay tuned till the end for that. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel down below and also hit that little bell notification right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified every time we post a new video, because you don't want to miss out on any other uploads. So now without further ado, let's get started. So first things first is we want to prep our natural nail. So the first thing I'm going to be doing in order to do that is pushing back my cuticles very gently and carefully using a cuticle pusher. I will next be taking my Rossi 150 edge nail file and using this to first just shape my natural nail, and I'm going for a squared shape. Now to dehydrate my nail and remove any excess oils, I'm going to be taking a lint-free wipe with some alcohol and just rubbing this onto my nail like so. Doing this is just going to ensure that once again our gel polish is going to stick and adhere to our natural nails. Now our natural nails are prepped and ready for gel polish. Before we can go in with any of our fun gel polish colors, we first have to go in with our Rossi Soak Off base coat. To apply my base coat, I will be applying a thin layer onto my natural nail. Using a base coat is going to help even out our natural nails and just make sure we have a smooth surface for our gel polish colors, and they're also going to help our manicures last for up to 3 weeks, if not longer. An even layer of base coat applied to all of my nails, I'm now going to be curing that under my LED lamp for 90 seconds. So now let's go in with our fun gel polish colors. So the first one I'm going to be taking is in the shade Pixie Dust, and since this is a gradient manicure, I'm going to be starting my thumb with the lightest shade and just working my way to my pinky, gradually getting darker with each color. So therefore we will be using 5 different colors. Now moving on to our index finger, I'm going to be taking a different color, which is the shade Mallows, which is going to be a pretty hot pink color, and it is going to be a little bit darker than the one we just applied on our thumb. So I'm just going to be applying this in a thin, even layer. And just look at how full coverage that color is. This is only my first layer and it already looks great. Now for my middle finger, I will be taking the shade Girl Crush, and I just love also how our gel polishes have the swatch on top. Just in case you're not sure of how the color looks, it already comes with the swatch on the bottle. So we're once again just applying a thin and even layer of this color to our nail. Now for our next shade, we're going to be taking the shade Rust Love, which is going to be a red sparkly color, and this is going to be going on our ring finger. And as you can see, we already have that gradient effect going on, and you can see how the colors are getting darker. Now for our last and darkest shade on our pinky, I'm going to be taking the shade Surprise, which is going to be like a wine red color, and just applying this onto my pinky nail. Now that we have our first layer of gel polish colors, it's time to cure that under our LED lamp for 90 seconds. So we're now going to be going in with a second coat of our gel polish colors just to really build up the color a little bit more. And I'm going to be going in the same order that I applied them the first time. So first taking the shade Pixie Dust and just applying a thin, even layer to my nail. Now now applying a second coat of the shade Mallows on our index finger. Then applying the shade Girl Crush onto our middle finger. And depending on your preference of how opaque you want the gel polish colors, you can always apply one coat, if not two or even three. So now taking the shade Rust Love one more time onto our ring finger, and I just love how this red has the slightest sparkle in it because it just looks so beautiful, especially in the sunlight when the sun hits it. It's so pretty. And lastly, applying one more layer of the shade Surprise onto our pinky finger. Now that I have that second layer of color on all of my nails, I'm going to be curing that once again for 90 seconds under my LED lamp. Now that we have all of our layer of colors on and cured, it's time to apply our top coat to give us that glossy finish and also just really seal everything in so it doesn't chip. So with my Rossi top coat, I'm just going to be applying a thin, even layer to all of my nails. After we have that top coat applied to all of our nails, we will be curing that for 90 seconds. So now that my nails are fully cured, we're going to lastly be taking some cuticle oil and just applying this all over our cuticles to hydrate them. And this is our completed Valentine's Day inspired gradient manicure using some gel polishes from our Valentine's Day collection. This is such a perfect Valentine's Day manicure, especially if you can't decide just on one color. But don't exit the video just yet because now it's time for some easy and effective nailfie photography tips that can change your nailfie game. So starting with our first and most important nailfie tip, it has to do with lighting. Having a great source of light is so important when taking nailfie pictures, just because when there's good lighting, that means you're going to be able to see all the details and even the true colors of your nails. Whether it be outdoor natural lighting, which in my opinion is the best, but of course the sun comes out on its own time, so we can't control that. So therefore I like to also use some lighting equipment, just like the one I have on my phone right now. This adds the perfect amount of brightness to my nails and also just really shines down on them. And nowadays the back camera quality of our phones are amazing, so therefore I sometimes like to use my phone. If not, I will even use a DSLR camera. And this is how our photo looks so far with our first nailfie tip, and now let's move on to make them look even better. So onto nailfie tip number 2, it's going to have to do with our background. You can always keep your background white, but if you want to add some fun, cute backgrounds, here's the easiest way to do it. I like to go to the craft store and pick up some craft paper. Using craft paper is such an easy and affordable way to amp up your nailfies. Not only that, they probably have almost every single color of craft paper you can think of, and they also have some of these with cute themes on them. So for example, I chose these Valentine's Day inspired craft papers just because they're going to look so perfect with the Valentine's Day manis I want to photograph. So let's look at the difference between using a white background and a fun craft paper as a background. So I'm choosing a background color that's going to complement the theme or the colors I have on my nails. So therefore I chose this dark pink sparkly one. And this is how it looks now with the background. It just looks more fun and the theme just looks more tied together. And I like to play around with my backgrounds and switch them out and see which one I like better, because different backgrounds can make your nails look different and one might make your nails pop a lot more than the other. So definitely play around with backgrounds and see which one you like. Now with the nailfie tip number 4, it has to do with accessorizing and jewelry. I like to find packs of affordable stackable rings and use them in my nail photos because they just add such cute little details. You of course don't need this many rings, but I do like to have options, and I do like to try on a lot of different rings to see which ones I like best with my manicure. I feel like little details such as little stackable rings really make a difference in the pictures and sometimes even make the photo, if not make the photo, look better. Of course, rings aren't necessary, but they're just a fun way to add some details to your photos. So now onto our 4th and final tip. This tip right here is a must for me whenever I take any nail photos, and that is to use cuticle oil before
taking any pictures. I sometimes don't take my mani photos the same day that I do my nails, so therefore sometimes the next day my cuticles do look a little dry. So I find it super important to apply cuticle oil just to nourish and hydrate them, and so they can look healthy in photos. This is the one tip that I really recommend you do before taking any nailfies. So now with a good source of lighting along with a complementary background and some stackable cute rings to add details and our cuticles nourished and hydrated, let's take some photos. And this is how our photo turned out, which looks amazing. And that completes our nailfie tips. I hope you found them helpful and try them out for your next manicure pictures.
And that completes our Valentine's Day inspired gradient manicure using some of our gel polishes from our Valentine's Day collection. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel down below, and please let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on the manicure and also what color was your favorite and which ones you plan on picking up to recreate this Valentine's Day inspired gradient manicure or even create your own manicure. We love to hear your feedback and your thoughts in the comments, so please let us know. And don't forget to follow us on our social media and tag us in your Rossi manicures because we'd love to see them. And you never know, you might find your next manicure inspo on our social medias. And that is it for today's video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel down below, and we will talk to y'all in our next video. Bye, Rossi babes.